Oh. Thank you. Our conversation continues. This morning in Kenya, and actually it was evening in Diaspora. We had a great conversation with His Excellency, the People's Deputy President. And tonight we continue. We are going to look at what our expectations were. Did we meet the expectations? And probably we want to definitely hear your opinions on how the conversation was like. Thank you very much for those who are joining us. Bonnie, thank you. Guys, we have decided we'll be having this kind of conversations. Kiki, how have you been? Queen, the boss queen, our girl from Meru, Niatia. So we hi, you can join me, Kiki. We can have this conversation together because we will be having this kind of interactive conversations with Moga. Tumamrodi. You're one of my greatest queens. Okay. So we will be having this kind of conversations going forward. We don't have a choice. We must interrogate matters our country. We want to see what people have for us. Deno, how are you doing? Deno, can you hear me? Deno, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Oh, good. How are you doing today?
Fine, thank you.
Where are you? Kwapi?
Nakuru.
Nakuru.
Yes.
So, the morning we had, we hosted the People's DP, and we think we want to have this kind of conversations with many other politicians, and probably have more with His Excellency. Did you, for any reason, were you able to join the conversation this morning? Deno, can you hear me? Oh, I think it's okay. So the idea here is with the conversation that we started, we want to have much more of this because we realize the lazima watu wetu wajulishwe what is happening in the country, what is happening in politics. Uja na kuona umeingia na ni kama uko busy the other end. Hello.
Koira, good morning. Or in the evening, how are you?
Good day, good evening. How are you doing?
Doing good. Sorry, yesterday I was not able to join in the morning conversation with His Excellency.
Yes.
But number one, congratulations for that. Then number two,
thank you.
Nederoni the Adomare is concerned.
Yes.
The conversation here, Koratu Ekado, Remar already pertinent questions, Nemarablo, Kiro, Nedeshiria. We need to carry everyone along. Tarutohoro wa IBC what is the solution? What is the way forward?
Yes.
Number 3, what are the
continue, please.
What is the strategy way forward? Not to corona kitu tuitaga ko whip the emotion ya ado.
Yes.
No, what are the strategies? What next? Platform sheet on the way forward in the key to carry along ginya to heria modo yo geteine to ne goda do mamenye tika tika modo tura diko ngangana nako. This is a person who knows all the gimmicks.
Yes, he's a man who have been in the game, eh? And thank you.
Yeah, he knows.
Sibajike, thank you. Karibu sana, huh?
So, my thought is we need from now, what are our agendas?
And actually, that is why we are here.
We are still emotional battalions at the moment. You know, we are driving on emotions and all that, which is still okay. It has played a good game.
Yes.
But now, what next after that?
Okay.
Adorame around His Excellency. Nimajeti kira the strategies. Nimajeti shiria. What next?
That's a very good question. Now, that is why we'll have this kind of conversations many other times. And to tell you the truth, what we did is we started this morning. Now, and that is why we have me and you here. In fact, like you say, the first thing psychologically, you know what emotions can be able to do, and that is what Ruto and his team, Gachagua, the UDA team, that is what they used, mob psychology. Nare ure haria turiri neho hujoria atiriri detweno no otokota guthina na mbere na need to me is like, are we going to be able to sustain this kind of momentum between when His Excellency was thrown out of the government and when we'll have the next real results, whether it will be a evaluation, whether it will be the 2027 elections, what is this that we shall be able to do? And I think that might form the basis of our conversation tonight. Nagweshida, let's first hear.
Okay, Honorable, allow me to speak.
Yes, Esther, we were coming to you. Thank you.
Okay, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you. I'm requesting Honorable Lunja to speak language which everybody can understand. I am a Kalenjin, born of Baringo County, but currently I'm working in Kericho. So, for my observation, I am a professional teacher, and thank you. I joined your live stream yesterday morning, Honorable Cairo, and I was able to, though I did not go to the end, but I stayed there for some times, and I want to appreciate what you did by bringing Honorable Deputy President on board. Actually, I saw most people was asking a lot of questions concerning education. I am a teacher, currently heading a school, a primary school. So I saw the challenges which were aired by most people. It is true, it is real, it is practical. So in this forum, I'm requesting everybody let's not fear to say the truth, because we are in the generation now, not of illiteracy. If it could have been the olden days, I am sure what happened between the president and the deputy, kungekuwa na vita kwa hii nchi. lakini kwa sababu hii ni generation ambayo watu wamesoma, media is exposing everything, so we should not fear. I want to concur with what the Deputy President addressed concerning the challenges facing education. I want to deal with education because that is the sector that I have knowledge about. We are having a lot of challenges, especially in the new curriculum, because even when parents ask questions, we don't have some answers. We don't have some answers for the questions that the parents can raise. I have received many platforms in TikTok from maybe the Kalenjins who are abroad, asking me if I can even explain in our mother tongue. But you see, we were not given enough time to deliberate on these new curriculums, and even the parents are not aware. You can also see the resources in the schools, like the classrooms, the teachers. There were no trained teachers for CPC, and you see, it is something that it is being forced. However, what happened earlier between our president and the deputy, even in our culture, it is not allowed to punish somebody, especially when they have asked for forgiveness. In Kalenjin, if you find me sleeping, you are not supposed to kill me when I'm asleep. You have to call me, Esther, Esther. And when I try to wake up, that is the time you kill me. So, you those the advisors of the president for now, we don't know whom they are. You see, like even our community, the Kalenjin, we are so much divided. Recently, you saw our honorable, the MP for Kapseret, Sudi was abusing the people of Baringo County, the Malema TV, throwing very dirty, calling us, you are very poor, you had the seat for so long and you are poor, can you concentrate with your poverty? Almost 1 week ago, and that what there is something trending now from Kericho County, that Faruk Ibet abused the community, that your work only is just to bear children. Na sasa tu na kufanya dancing. Just because of the MP from Memudu Ruadigir who has organized something like a contest for all artists from the Kalenjin community. That was the second edition that took place at Cap Katet 1 month ago. So this is not an issue of one tribe. Nobody is happy about the nation. In brief, if it were not of God and the understanding of the people, I don't know where we would be. That is the matter I can say for now. Otherwise, Honorable Kairu, I'll be coming when I have time. Let us keep the mantle burning. Let us not go back. Let us wish our country all the best. Remember, the president is a person and Kenya is for all of us. Have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gina Kenyatta. I hope you don't mind muting. Gina, can we mute? Okay.
Wow.
Gina, yes, please.
You can mute me.
Yes, please. Just a moment. Let me mute Gina because she's.
Yeah, mute.
I think she's. Yes, please.
Wow, that was commendable.
Yes.
That was really commendable. If I may also say something. Gachagua Wairimo, I'm Vivian.
No, Wairimo.
I reside in Canada.
Wairimo, before you continue, can you tell people that we have a life goal here that we need to sustain so that we can be able to keep the life going? We have a life goal and we need to continue tapping. Otherwise, back to you.
Yes. Okay, my guys, my people, please let's tap. Let's get to 10K. Please kindly check the life goal and let's make sure that at least we meet the life goal as we continue. Thank you so much. Yeah, Koshi Queen, I see you there. Yeah, so as I was saying, And please, guys, let's continue to tap so that the live can stabilize. You know, nowadays, if we don't tap, the live will not unstable. It will be unstable and will not be able to communicate well. So I was saying, I was privileged to join the yesterday's session. It was so heartwarming, like to see our very own, the vice president, you know, the former, coming here and also, you know, not forgetting us and telling us, you know, the state of the country, trying to answer most of the questions which he was asked. That was so commendable. Thank you so much for making sure at least umemleta akasikia maneno ya vijana, maneno ya majenzi, millennials and all that. TikTok is a very, very, very wide and big platform. And I also thank God for Githaiga. At least alikuja na pia akakusaidia, because Githaiga is our very own chairman here on TikTok. And so he always, you know, has a very, very big platform and we respect him so much, amongst other people also. So yesterday was so great, and we look forward seeing more of this. And I know right now that the former Mheshimiwa amekuja hapa, I know now even others are going to come. So what I would actually just suggest, let us not try to make it tribal, because here we've had fights, even kwa sisi Agekoyo na other tribes, because of gifts and all that. What I would just urge, as much as we're trying to put on our points and all that, ethnicity hapa inakuanga noma sana. And you know, like this platform is very, as in TikTok at large, is very vibrant, most than other platforms like Facebook and Instagram. But of course at least X inaenda kufikia TikTok level. But sasa sisi hapa unaona pia kuna hiyo kushindana watu na mifuko zao. Unaona hii ado makaro merodhiko, as in that's why unaona watu wakipita hapa hivi na malevo kubwa hiyo kuonyesha nguvu. Alafu pia hapa kuna watu wengi wa diaspora, tuko na watu wetu wa Kenya, we are all mixed across. Tuko na watu wa Qatar, tuko na watu wa Saudi Arabia, we are all here. And so we've tried so much, even when we have differences, not to get into matters ethnicity. Todo inatupelekanga mahali mbaya sana, mpaka watu wanashikwa na depression, inakuwa two communities fighting. So I would just urge, because the joy, at least ni warahia nake, and you guys have a nini, and I'm sure even when you ask Githaiga ni ako kwera, such that, because I know now many other waheshimiwa watakuwa wanakuja. Unaona hata nilisikia kwa Kameme mpaka imesemwa, unaona. So others will also be following suit, and I know it's gonna get very hot here. It's going to get very hot, but it's a very good start. Whatever we did yesterday, it was so commendable. It was so amazing, and thank you so much for even thinking about this. No, Giuga, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Before we go to Huja, I want to appreciate each and everyone, and I think we will strive. We will try to be as neutral as we possibly can. But if, for whatever reason, the need arises or nature calls on this, we will always let our people know in advance. What we are planning, like you have said, Lioness, is that before I came, thank you, it was reported on in order. Thank you, Citizen. Thank you very much. What is happening is that we already have a few other great men and women of Vara who want to come and have a conversation with us. I will promise one thing that I always strive to do is to be as neutral as possible, to be as professional as possible, and to be as accommodating as possible. Why do I say this? When I took up Esther, I didn't think that Esther would be telling us, guys, the problems that the people in Mount Kenya are facing are the same problems that we are facing in Baringo. The problem that the teacher who is the CBC teacher who is in Nairobi is facing the same that is being faced in Baringo. So I'll tell you guys, I know we will have a few challenges here and there, but be assured we shall be as accommodating as we possibly can. And what I'm trying to strive to do is that I know, like I mentioned yesterday, 70% of our Kenyan population today is the Gen Zs, the Merinos, the Gen Zs, and actually the Alvas, who probably will be voting by the time we get to 2027. So the question is, how can we be able to bridge that gap that have been there, whereby when you see the name Koida, you know, oh, huyo amekuja hapa na ni Wakalenjin wako hapa, huyo tuna mute or something. So I'll promise you guys we'll do the best we can, and we shall use the resources we have, and be assured we will not be manipulated. I thank you for that observation, Lioness. Esther, while you're still there, we will keep the conversation going. We will be talking to as many people as we possibly can. And if you have somebody who can come here and have a conversation with us, I can tell you we will always be accommodative to everyone. Thank you very much, Huja. Let's hear what you have to say.
Yeah, thank you, Sana. Thank you so much. Guys, as we continue, please let's tap. Let's get to 15K. And please do not forget the life goal, so that the life can also be stable. Thank you so much, my people. Thank you. I'll be sharing also the live if that's okay with you.
Oh, that is, we should be sharing because we want to accommodate as many people as we possibly can.
Yes. Because I followed you yesterday and I was about to open my platform. Then I was like, oh, this is the guy who held the meeting yesterday. Let me go and check and see what's happening in the dark corner. And I was so happy to see you, you know. And yeah, so I said, let me come up so that I can say one or two things. Yeah.
We appreciate your presence.
So guys, let's share the live, please. Let's tap. I can see we are tapping. We are on 10K. Thank you so much, my people. Let's share the live. And we'll also be welcoming the questions so that when we see Mheshimiwa next time, we will know what to ask and we'll be ready. Yeah. Thank you, my people. Thank you. I'll mute now.
Yeah, as we continue interrogating matters here, we might be having. I hope we'll get the privilege to have. We have Honorable Wabogo Gojiri, who might be joining us at some point. However, let's continue having this conversation. We have heard from Esther. Huja, did you want to say something, or we go to Mtoto?
Yes. I want to concur with Esther. Esther, thank you for that contribution. I appreciate even for correcting me to use the national language. I'm also of the opinion that time has come now. We drop the name Itungati because, to me, Itungati now we have localized it to only one community, and we now have to think now what is this that will bring a one name that will sell, or a brand that will sell even to other communities to join without feeling that this is a one community issue or movement. I think Cairo, you can concur with me that if that is something that we need to think also about. Asante.
Thank you very much. That is noted. And I'll tell you, for those of you who maybe were born by then, when we started the original Ford, those were some of the issues that came up because we had names out there and there. And even when we got the Ford city, we were like, what is happening? Is this becoming a Muhiriga or something? So I would challenge you all, because you're the genre that is endowed with knowledge. Let's continue expanding this conversation. Thank you very much. Mtoto wetu? Mtoto amejita mtoto wa nani? So you can use Kiswahili, you can use English. When the time will come when I'll be hosting the Carriagins, because I'm sure when we host Sudi, we might have to use quite some the Carriagin dialect. We'll let you know. Okay. Mtoto wetu wako hapo. Okay. I think he or she is muted. Thank you very much. Lioness. Okay. We need the head hats. Thank you very much. Richard, are you there? Richard too is muted. We have lawyer.
If I may say something, kindly people, if you're coming up here or you're not coming, akukuja hapa kuotajua, atukuja hapa kuotajua. If you don't have anything to say, kindly just help us to tap so that we can also give space for people who want to ask questions or even talk. It is very unfair if you come up here and you don't want to talk, you just want to be seen here. Hapa si mali ya kukuja kuokota coins, my people. We're here for serious business. Thank you, very important.
Thank you for that observation. Gina or Kenyatta, are you there? Okay, it's like everyone is coming and lashing. I hope Nick is here. Nick, can you hear us? It's okay. Richard, are you there? Roya, are you there? Sam, are you there? Gina, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, Sam, let's.
Yes, Koila.
Yes.
Good morning, everyone. Good evening to those who are in Diaspora. Okay, what we are doing is the journey to Canaan does not start with the journey itself, but creating awareness, which we are doing, to everyone to know that we are leaving Egypt. That's what we have already started. Everyone is now aware that we are leaving Egypt, we are heading to Canaan. And these platforms, we are using them as social media journalism. What Citizen TV, what Citizen Radio, what Kameme does every day is doing journalism, which these days we are not waiting for news from Kameme or from Citizen. We are the journalists ourselves. We are reporting from any corner of the world. And that is a good strategy. If anyone is waiting for 2026 to write to our mothers and our fathers that he is working, we are doing it every day to show them that this guy is not working and he is heading home. And that's what we should be doing. And congratulations for this platform, for what you are doing. You are doing social media journalism, which is the biggest these days. And Sandy.
No, continue talking. Tell us something, because I just don't want to be congratulated or told. I want us. This is an interactive session. When we talk of an interactive session, we want to hear what your opinions are. If you are okay, if you are with us when we had the former the People's DP, you had what the issues that we interrogated. Probably there's one thing that you picked from there. What is this that you agreed with him? What is this that you didn't agree with him? What is this that you want addressed by the next person who is coming here, not necessarily being His Excellency, the People's Deputy President? Anything to add, Sam?
Yeah, I'm ready. Okay. What I agree with him totally is that Kasogo is going home, and this government is not working for the citizen. It is working for themselves, not for the citizen. That I agree with him 100%. The next thing is that he is aware of them. He was able to engage with people directly. People are sharing how they are feeling, what is ailing them, directly to the deputy president. I call him deputy president because he is the deputy until we vote another deputy president. That is constitution, that whoever was voted, we have not yet voted another deputy president. Until we vote another one, that's when I will stop calling him the deputy president. Allow me to stand there.
Yeah, that's a great observation.
I know that the process is by voting, and unless we vote, we don't have another deputy president. That is their opinion, and he remains the deputy president for me, since there is no other deputy president who has been voted. Okay. By engaging with the people directly, he is now aware that the journey we have started, how we want our country to look. We don't want to leave our country to go abroad and work for other countries. We want to build our country. We don't want people who are advising us to leave our country for greener pastures. We want the greener pastures to be in our country. We don't want those advocates who are advocating for people to leave their countries to go and build other countries. We have our own country which we can build. What has America done differently? What has Qatar done differently from us? That is what we want to do in our country, so that we can achieve a better country for everyone. Free education, free healthcare, it's not even affordable. I was writing down there, I was commenting that when you are saying affordable, we don't want affordable education. We want free, accessible education and quality. Not affordable, because affordability may mean that you have to pay 1 million. It is affordable to one person. You cannot say that it's not affordable. Free and accessible means to anyone who needs the service. And that's what I'm advocating. We need free education to free our people, our minds, so that we don't go to Makerere University again, because the way we are heading back to Uganda to Makerere University. Since our education sector education has been high, you can't afford to pay university for even our one child. So what will happen? People will go back to Uganda and start attending Makerere University, boosting Makerere University like in 1980s, where education was high here in Kenya. You couldn't afford to pay for your child. Then what happened? We opted to go to other countries where we could get education at an affordable price. And that will not happen in our generation. We want to build our country. We don't want to leave our country. We know our country is the best, and we want to build this country so that anyone can leave this country for, not because of poverty, but because of exposure. But today we are leaving our country, we are poor, you can't afford the services, so you have to leave. We want to change that to living our country in a positive way, not in a negative way. Thank you.
Thank you. That is some great observation. So what we are saying is we all have problems, and we know that these things, the issues we are facing are doable, because we have an example of one great MP in the name of Didi Nyoro, who have made education almost affordable and available to everyone in his constituency. So we know it is doable, it is possible. Now the question is, what is our role as the citizens of our great nation? And thank you for that. And we continue reminding you that, guys, we have a life goal, and the life goal is hard hat. Please, let's continue tapping the screen and having those hard hats down there. Let's go to Collins before, I don't know why others. Oh, Nick, you're there. Okay. Do we start?
Yes, I'm right here, and I want really to appreciate all of you for this platform as well. So far we are doing well, and I acknowledge the presence of media now that we can have the chance to vet our leaders differently. I can say that it was a really good privilege to have the deputy president with us this last night. And we are able to ask questions as from every corner. And I would like to, not only just to have him on board, but also to have Bona Curia. I always ask myself, this committee that Honorable Lydia, the Parliament, she heads, of Foreign Affairs, the Department Committee of Foreign Affairs, she represents people who are not there on the board with the committee that she's heading, yet there are things, real matters that people like Leonese are going through in Canada, people like those who are in US. What are the matters that we do talk about on the table? I would really love to see her come on board. Let us ask her the questions, just like the way now that we have the platform and this presence, we can have one-on-one question. This department that you're representing us in the parliament, what are your measures? How are you regulating the agencies that work and, do all these, move people to different countries? How do you regulate all that? How are you planning to create the job for all these individuals? Why must it that we must have a number of people taking them to Saudi Arabia and other places? And, we need to be answered all these questions. So I wish we can have more forums, even before we even get to having Honorable Sudi on board. Let's even have these ministries responding to some of these questions. The Ministry of Education, the committee, we should have them on board. Let them respond to us. What are you doing so far with the CBC, program? Other different committees, we ask them, what are your plans with your CDF money? How comes the honorable member, Dini Nyoro, all whatever he gets, we've seen the innovation he has made in his constituency. What are other members doing? I mean, Can we have a way we can have all this CDF money being put into probably one bursary, and then we can have free education that can be accessible to everybody? These are some of the questions that we need those committees to be very present in this platform and respond to us, because this is only best platform we can ask some of these questions one-on-one, Mr. Kuria. And I would love to, see some of these chair persons of the committee on board, and especially starting with that of Diaspora and Foreign Affairs. I want to see Honorable Lydia, or even the PS of the, Diaspora Affairs come respond to us some of these questions that we do have and we really need to understand. Even as we look forward to seeing the deputy have the movement that he's about to start. I had somebody talk about it to get as a name. We remember we all started with being called villagers, especially most people here were very resonating with villagers. There were moves of making the villagers party, and probably some of us are still there, but we also need to see how we can engage and involve everybody, because we've realized that we have friends even from Mukambani and other communities, and we are glad to have them on board. These are some of the things that we need to ask ourselves and bring these people on board and let them respond to us one-on-one. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that observation.
Nick.
I'm sure Nick can hear you.
Yes.
Honorable Koira, let me say this. I respond to Nick with a serious concern. Number one, there is no one to answer anything in this government. This government is a one-man show. Call the CS, call the PS, call the directors of different parastatals and the CEOs and all that. They purely know nothing. This is a government whereby the president appoint the advisors to advise him, but he advised them.
He wants them to say. Oh,
exactly. So don't expect. I'm so much into labor immigration, whereby I'm the one who came with that something called National Employment Authority.
Mm-hmm.
That oversees the operations of the agents in this Nairobi. But it's so unfortunately that even today we have been I've been working the DCI. I've been giving them the information and all that, doing investigation of those rogue agencies. But to realize now, I can mention two of them. I can mention some Vintmark and what is that? We closed those agents long ago. But unfortunately, the DCI keep us telling us the file is at ODPP, mwaka inaenda kuisha. Those agencies, and another one called Ambo Beginning, they have gone back and reopened at different agencies to continue conning. And when you question this, there are people who are protecting them. Look at the mess in Eldoret, whereby people are conned, job seekers and the youths are conned every day. But when you follow up on these cases, politicians are protecting these people. So don't expect anybody to fall from heaven to come and answer any question here that pertain anything that can help Mwananchi. We are on our own. Number two, Honorable Koira, the issue here and the main agenda here that we should carry on and forget any other agenda at the moment is the issue of IEBC. There is a hidden thing that people don't see.
Okay,
now look at this scenario in IEBC.
Sam, can you hold at that? Because I think that was one of the main subjects that I want us to talk about today. Can we get some let Corinne say hi to us? Then that is one of the things that will be coming down to.
Yes. Let me introduce Collins, Your Honor.
Yes.
So Collins is also among us. He's also one person who has also a voice here on TikTok. And yes, Collins, are you there? Kindly introduce yourself, and I don't know if
delighted to join you today.
Sorry?
I'm delighted to be here today. Thank you.
Yeah. Please take the mic, Collins. Thank you.
Yeah, I was here yesterday. Nilisikiza Wamonyoros. And it's good that we got to, you people got to bring him on board, and we listened to him. Thank you very much. So I joined the live when you were talking about, Sam Tuku was talking about education, and this is whatever I've learned, or my view or my perception of education is, and where we are as Kenyans. I got to see a clip from Taiwan where a kid in grade 6 is able to take a whole engine, a Toyota engine. They have a partnership with Toyota where they get the kids to start knowing their engineering skills as low as the grade 6. Unaona mtoto anafungua a whole engine, anaiweka chini, and anaifunga tena. And that really made me think of education back at home. And I thought, how will we compete at a global stage if our grade 6 kid has not been equipped with such skills? Another example, I talked with a guy from Netherlands, and he told me that now this is a bit controversial because their legal working age is 13. And you get to recognize that these people start out early. So at the age of 18, he was already a manager. And at the age of 20, he was out he had started his own company. And now we are with him here in the UAE. I'm in the UAE. And you get to understand that these people are equipped with skills very early in life. Very early in life. And for us, you have to wait for until kama ni 844, until Form 4, ili sasa you go and get a skill. Kama ni ECBC, I don't know to which grade of which we adopted this system quite early, and we never financed it fully, and even kuweka the infrastructure needed. If it's the classes of mechanics, have the equipment, and even those who teach these things, everything was not set in place for us now to adapt it fully. We are still struggling even with the building of classes, which is very unfortunate. Sorry for the noise, Kenya. Niko mahali palikuwa na kelele kidogo. So it is a clarion call not only to have accessible education, but quality education, which after one is educated, he or she is assured that the employment sector will be able to diffuse him or her. Thank you very much. Let me listen in. I will weigh in on the issue of IBC when time comes. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That will be our main subject for tonight. And thanks, everyone. I don't like talking about tapping the screen because you guys ninyi ndio unajua hiyo sana. Membership is there. Nisilo, thank you very much. And we have a live goal there. We shall be coming back to that because I think one of the areas that the current regime, and to be specific, President William Ruto is worried about is that when the late President Kibaki gave you people free education, ile matunda tunaona ni hii ya kung'oa serikali. So would anyone want to be a victim of the same? Unless he's a man of valor and a man who is honest with himself, not African.
Yes, sir. Good morning to all.
Good morning.
Yes. I have been listening all your discussions, and I assume each and every one of us have different backgrounds, different kind of knowledge, different kind of location in the country. And also we have been exposed maybe to be into the Western world, and we took some kind of experience and other skills. And everything that we have learned, we have done in our country, there are quite a number of things that we need to get change. Although some of the things is not easy, but it has to come from you and I. Everything was made by someone like you and I. It didn't come the system and everything from the sky. However, you guys have talked about education. We have touched about leadership, everything that's going on. If I talk about like where I belong to, first of all, I'm a Kenyan and I'm coming from the northeastern. Anyone knows in Cielo, I come from Cielo. The particular side that I'm coming from, it's called Achaspos. And the city that I'm coming, it's called a Treetop. However, there is quite a number of things that have been happening. We as a nation, we never had anything called equality. With all the presidents and everything that we had, we have never come maybe together and discussed the challenges and the issues that we are having. Nobody have ever even known what's called maybe shufta or why they are having a lot of shuftas when it comes to the northern Kenya. And who are the shuftas? And there are quite a number of things that we have abused among ourselves for each other. And it was a systematic abusive, it was a power abusive, it was ethnic abusive, and it was cultural and other things abusive. When it comes to tribalism, we are all equal, but there are quite of some things that is the extent more than other sides it has taken place in this area. And being like that, with all the things now we are going through, and the other Kenyans are also going through, and we have went to the diaspora, and in the diaspora, no one even differentiate whether you come from Uganda or Kenya or Tanzania or anywhere. Africa is all one for them. Okay? And quite a number of people have actually felt the unity, the importance of being one nation and one people. And I don't count myself to even anywhere in this country. I like to move for freely. Kenya is for all of us. Kenya it's belong to us and it's for all of us. And anything that hurts you in your own up countries or anywhere, also it will hurt me. So we have forgotten that you being me and I to be your shoes. Well, we have abused a lot, and we have what's called political entertainment. We have something called political manipulation. We have something called geopolitics, systematical discrimination, or maybe disabling. We have a quite number of things. And right now, how do we have to come for all those? Is for among ourselves first, to forgive each and every one of us. What it has happened, it has happened. Maybe if previous government was not from me and from others, maybe I have been abused, I have gone through a lot. It's right now for you to tell like, okay, I apologize. I was not in the power. I was not a decision maker, but I've had. And what now some of the people are talking about, it makes sense. Okay? Then now, what can we do? First, education, we need a renovation for this education. We have KMTC, we don't know what they do. We have Kenya Polytechnic, we don't know what they do. There is no one coming from those side, and the things can be made from the scratch. We cannot create something. Creativity is not there with us. And then the quality of education, the time length, we have to come up and do with something. I have been in the Harvard. and anyone can go in Harvard and look at it, what people are studying. It's a place that you only go in the morning. I was doing the political science side. I took a quite number of classes, and I was sent there by the university that I was. And I had lucky enough, I'm coming from a pastoralist community and having education from abroad and focus on public policy and global affair. And I'm here at back home, and quite number of things that I see, it's totally unfortunate. And I thought maybe these things we are over. It was stories, but there are some things that was stories, and some things that it's there, it's practical even right now as we are speaking.
Thank you very much.
Okay. The length of education is totally different than the length that we have. I graduated 2022 and come back home, and I thought maybe with all the books, with all the knowledge, with all the exam and everything, I can share with it. And believe me or not, when I went and knocked the universities, one of the big guy, I haven't managed to meet him, but I managed to communicate with him over the phone. And he told me, like, if you were me, what could you do in the system that where we are? And I told him that one time, either he's hearing me or either maybe it will reach what we discussed, because internet is like a portfolio that things go. It will never end between you and I like this. So when he asked that, what can you change? Well, what could be things to be done? And I say, the system, it's you and I to renovate. It's you and I to be a change maker. It didn't come like this from the sky. And the guy, he was not able again to answer my phone, to attend my phone calls, and to reply my messages. And I left like that. And what happens the next? I just have to wrap and look for other alternative. Do the education and everything that I thought my home will benefit, will they benefit? No, it's not going to benefit. Things that is going on right now. Quite number of things of event that is taking right now. Because there are quite number of things when we are doing the action, we never think beyond that. We never think beyond that. And for thinking that, we are in a big mess. When we are allowing quite number of actions to take, quite number of other things to accept, it's not good. People who have done that, they have damaged the country. It has been a lot of things that is taking place. And observing around what's going around, and looking also TikTok, and looking also the news and everything. My dearest Kenyan, be a vigilant and your conscious mind to be present. And the leaders that we have them on the table, they have never upgraded their education. They don't know what goes around the world. They are friend more than you and I, even though they come from different communities, but they eat the same plate. The selfishness, it's a tablet that they are being given. And that tablet, it's a medicine that they have been loaded in, and they don't listen among us, and they don't know what things we are going through. As long as they are satisfied and they get a good sleep, then they are good Kenyan and they are good leaders. Whoever who is going to get hurt, it's you and I. Okay? It's you and I now to take an action.
Thank you very much. You've just answered the question that I would have appreciated if we asked. You went to this gentleman and he asked you, if you are in my position, what would you do? Thank you very much. Koira is my name. Okay, DJ Ka. Oh, thank you. We'll be picking you up at some point. What we're saying is this. Thank you very much for that answer you got from that gentleman. That gentleman was like asking you, now, me, an old man here, an old politician, a man with money, we don't care whether you go to education, we don't care what you are, but you, the people out there, what is this that you want to do for your country and to liberate your country and to be able to get the best of your country. And that is the question now, African mom. What are we going to do? We will be answering that question together as soon as we start interrogating the few questions that we have here. Na naambiwa watu waendelee kutap na live goal ni Lioness tu ameguza, watu hawajaguza. We have a live goal of the hard hearts. Please, let's keep it going. Generally.
Okay, asante. And I hope kila mtu wako mzima. Kwanza tunashukuru Mungu ni asubuhi njema. Na tuko wazima. Mimi kwangu nitaka tu a little remarks. Juu unajua Kenya sasa ni yetu sisi wote. Na kukichomeka ni sisi tunaumia. Ukisikia huyo African nani akiongea akiwa huko Northeastern, mimi niko hapa Kiambu. Like utafeel tu vibaya yenyewe ukijua hata kama kidogo security yetu hapa iko mzuri, huko bado watoto wenye wanaumia huko ni the same tu na watoto wetu tukiwa hapa. So hivyo tuko na leaders wanaangalia Kenya, wanafara wanaangalia yote kijumla. Like hivyo wamesema our leaders tunachaguaga ma MP, ma governor nini, wasikuje kugawanyisha watu. Okay, sasa ile kitu inanifurahisha sana ni ati Kenya like watu wengi sasa wamesoma na wako enlightened kujua mambo vile iko. Tumeona vile serikali imetufinya, tumeona vile kumeendelea. Sasa ile kitu nimeona umeuliza ni tunaweza fanya aje. Kitu ya kwanza nilisikia mtu akisema hapo sasa ujue most of the times watu wa mlima mnaangaliwa sana Kenya ikiwa iko na shida kidogo, like nyinyi mnakaaga watu wa decision maker ama watu wenye wataleta solution yani. Hadi time mkiangalia time ya Maumau still watu wa mlima tu nyinyi ndio mlikaa chini na kidogo hadi independent ikapatikana. Sasa hii pia tunaangaliwa. Kitu ya kwanza sisi tunafaa kuhimiza watu kuchukua kura. Since hata sasa tukifight tu gava watoto wetu watazidi tu kupotea, vifo tu zitaendelea na nini. So tunafaa kujikaza na watu wengi unajua watu wengi hawachaguanagi. Watu wengi wachukue kura like watu wakishachaguana msianze kuangalia kiongozi ni nani alichaguliwa afanye kazi. Sasa hiyo watu wenyewe ni wao hawakuenda kuvote. So action lazima wachukue. Kitu ya pili tuko na kiongozi kama mwenye alikuwa hapo jana Rigathi. Na ametuongelesha na pia ni mzitu wetu wa Mount Kenya, amesimama na mambo na sasa kwa ground ukiangalia vile kuko nika sasa tunapiganishwa sisi watu wa Mount Kenya, sisi wenyewe kwa wenyewe tunalimana. Hadi ukiangalia tu kwa social media unapata kina Mwangi wa Iria anaongea tu in vernacular language but anaongea matusi ya kitusi mwingine huko, unaona. Instead of viongozi wakuwa wameingia hapo waunganishe watu wao, unaona, wasichukulie hiyo kazi sasa nikaa silaha ya kupiga wapigane wenyewe kwa wenyewe. Wanafaa kuichukua ka advantage. Juu amepatiwa kazi na Ruto, si kusema sasa ati ataambua vile atafanya. Unajua kama mtu ni mzuri ndani yake atachukua hiyo kama opportunity, atoe kitu mzuri ndani ya kitu mbaya, unaona. Na wako wengi sasa tuko na hii Kinyanjui, Kapogo wako hapo, Mutahi Kagwe. Like Mount Kenya sasa hata hatufai kuteta. Tunafaa kuona advantage nyingine kubwa sana tuko nayo kwa government. Hata Rigathi bado ni wetu, huyo deputy president tuko nayo bado ni wetu. Mount Kenya like sasa ni sisi tunafaa kuwa hadi, unaona. Sasa sasa wakafikirie vizuri wakiwa hapo. Ile opportunity tuko nayo ni kubwa sana. Na that's why unaona Kenya mzima hadi wakiongea wanaongea like utasikia tu kila mtu hata wa Western wanaongea kuhusu mlima. Kila mtu ataongea tu mlima. Why? Mbona watu waongee kuhusu Kisumu? Juu wanaona hadi Kasongo mbona amekimbilia tu mlima? Ameendea watu wote wa mlima. Like CS tuko kila county sasa hii yote surrounding mlima iko na CS. County zingine hata hazina hata nani kwa job. So lazima vitu kama hizo tuangalie. Tena vitu zingine zinapiga mtu kama Rigathi akitembea. Ujue Rigathi ni Mkikuyu kitu ya kwanza. Na watu wake bado ni Wakikuyu. Na hao ndio wanafaa kuwa wanamsupport tena sana. Kuna hii issue ya anaenda akisema like vijana wengine muongeke nini. Kuna words afai kuwa anatumia yeye mwenyewe. Ndio ukweli tunaona zile vitu zinaendea kwa ground, akina Maina Jenga wanatembea nini vitu. Tuliona zile vitu zilikuwa zina happen way before hajakuwa impeached. Akina Maina Jenga walikuwa wako abducted pia, wanashikwa wanapelekwa kwa DCI, vijana wanagoma. Unajua like sasa hii inakaa ni kaka mvutano fulani. So hadi yeye akisema sasa hii akisimama aseme kuna muongeki vijana, tutaona ni kama anapiga tu. So like wanafaa wajaribu kusikizana wao wenyewe. Unajua wasikizana wao wenyewe, wanaweza kaa chini, wao ni wakubwa, si ati hawaongeagi hata huko nyuma yetu, wao wanapatana kwa mahoteli na wanaongea. Wanafaa kwanza wafikirie sana juu like tribes zingine. Mimi nikiangalia kaa huko kwa kina Ruto, huwezi pata watu wanapiganisha watu wao. Kama kuna vita yao wanaweka kinyumba, lakini yetu tunaekeleaga vita zetu zinapiganwa like ngore sana, unajua.
Okay.
Ni kitu moja.
Thank you very much, General. Thank you very much, General. Thank you very much. Na kulingana na General is like can we talk about one man, 1 vote, 1 shilling?
Yeah, 1 shilling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Koira.
Yes, please.
Koira.
Yes.
Let me do
kwa nimemaliza. Kuna point moja sikuwa nimemaliza hapa. Okay. Kuna hii watu wanateta sana juu ya vile bado president wetu amechagua ma-CSs. Tukaangalia tukaona like ma-CS wengi wamechaguliwa wetu hawakuwa kazi, wengine walikuwa ni magavana wenye wako retired. Na watu wengi wanaona ni kama wanatumika like kukuja kutupiganisha huku kwetu. Bado watu wanafaa kukuwa na positive thoughts na mentality kidogo, na bado wajieke kwa viatu yao au leaders. Umekuwa uyuko kazi for sometimes, umepatiwa hiyo opportunity ya kurudi kazi, hauwezi kataa. Unajua, so tusiwapige like, unajua sisi wenyewe ni sisi bado tunajipiga. Tunafaa tuwapatie chance kidogo, tuone ni nini wanaweza toa out of. Ule ni mtu mmoja ako hapa, hawa ni watu wengi na wote ni leaders. Wakakaa chini wafikirie bado wamesoma like
okay, General,
kazi ya masomo.
General sasa nitakukata hapo kidogo and I'll just make a very quick one.
General.
Hoja.
Yeah. Let's not take so much time, my people.
Wacha ni jibu General. Being appointed as CS, hata tupewe CS 10, it is of no benefit to any community. Hata wachaguliwe Somalis wote. That the job of CS or PS inakuanga benefit ya mtu na mke wake na watoto wake. So hii mambo ya kuambianga community mko na CS 8, but utuambii ati amewekewa PS wangapi wa kucontrol everything in that, ama amewekewa PS wa which community. Let us not post our minds in that dimension. Let us talk of solutions. Kakabogo na akinali kupewa kazi, it's not about the community, it is their own interest, na wanatumiwa kuchange ama kukuja kubadilisha what is happening in the ground. Let me ask you this, General. Hakuna watu wengine walikuwa wamesoma ambao hawana kazi wangepewa hizo CSS position? Must be the only wao too. Let us be logical at one point or the other.
General pia ni vizuri kuwa, it is good to be positive like you said, but at the same time it is very important to be realistic. Uliona juzi after Kabogo kwa pointiwa alisema pia kuna nguvu ya kuban Facebook na TikTok, lakini akiwa kwa ground alikuwa anatetea wananchi sana, watu wanafinywa, lakini wakati ashafika pale sasa mfuko na script inaanza kuwa inasomwa moja. I think the best thing we can be accountable for is kuaddress watu na kazi yenye wanafanya. Tutawaita ni wetu, lakini ikifika mwisho wa contract ya miaka 5, kazi yenye ilifanywa ni kidogo na mamlaka walipewa mingi, bendera ziko mingi, gari ziko mingi. So mimi naweza sema tunaangalia kwa kazi wanayoifanya kwa ground. Akue wetu, akue wa community gani, kazi ndio itakuwa tuna vet. And I like how we are doing this because hata wale upcoming members of parliament ama wale wenye aspirant wanakuja, ningetaka sana hata wenye wanachukuliwa vet mtu kulingana na ability ya kazi ambayo unampatia. Ukivet mtu kazi kama anaweza, unaangalia matokeo yake, sio kama ni mnajuana ati unampatia kazi juu alipiga campaign. Patia mtu kulingana na ability. Huku US wanachukua watu kulingana na skills, hata ukuwe na PhD ngapi. As much as experience na skills uko nazo, you are at a better position.
Okay, now, gentlemen, because we are using a lot of time, I'm going to set a time of 2 minutes each person starting now. So whatever we'll be interrogating, we will be going with 2 minutes. And as we are getting there, did Adrian talk to us? Adrian?
Hello.
Yeah, please talk to us.
Yeah, good morning, Koira.
Yes, good morning. I can hear you. Good morning.
I'm happy because you have made this platform so as everyone can be heard.
Unfortunately, it starts with the African lady. African lady, you have your 2 minutes to make good use of. Continue, African lady. African lady, are you there?
Yes, I am here. The first things we need leaders who are working together, who are actually in the same mentality and same level of education and same goal. For example, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, we need them to be in a better off and more protection because we have allowed to have a United Nations headquarters second in here in Kenya. And that is not something we are supposed to accept because it will come all kind of a mess. It will come with human smugglers. It will come with a body spare part. It will come with all kind of a mess. And those things we are not interested and we were not ready for it. True, for the country is not good for us and it's not good for where we are, including all the things that we have done into the neighboring countries. So that's number one. And number two is the Ministry of Human Affairs. Ministry of Human Affairs, I don't know whether they are taking their work in a nice way or not, because some of the things are not supposed to be exposed into the common nation. You guys, you are in abroad, they are quite a convey area that you cannot reach. Watu wa milima wako hapa. Is anyone from the mountain Kenya hapo? Okay, from what do I call? Is anyone from Nyanyuki here?
Yes.
And what goes on in that Nyanyuki mountain? Ikifika jioni.
Okay, your time is over. We are with the second person. Nick, you have your 2 minutes to make good use of.
I think it's important to have the common agenda, but like I was saying, let us be accountable.
We are interrogating the IEBC. IEBC.
All right. I had mentioned earlier that this is the best time that we create awareness of making these committees. Remember, just if we want all of us to be in the same bus, like Gachagua 001 is eyeing for, we must have the committee, and this delay in the government is on purpose, so that they can put some people outside. Remember, we need to have this committee made as early before the end of this year, because we need to accommodate people. We need there are places that need to have by election. There are places that need to have representatives. but we can't do this without the committee being present. And so my urge was, let's make this thing aware, create awareness on all our socials as those Gen Zs who have the influence. Let it be make hard. There's one thing I loved about someone like what Morara was doing, exposing the undone projects, but then all of a sudden people are silenced. If we can take a trajectory that speaks volumes to Wanjiko, this is the best thing we can do, because Gen Zs have the numbers, Gen Zs have the voice, and this is the very best way we can do: create awareness and let take actions in regard to.
Huja.
The issue of IEBC at the moment is number one, and it's very critical. It is not only the constitution to constitute the IEBC. We need also to look at the issue of the secretariat, where the numbers are, everything is being played, because if we cannot change the secretariat also, and who heads the secretariat, there will be a big issue when it comes to election. So when we start by constituting the IEBC, let also focus on the secretariat. Number two, the same matter on IEBC. This issue of keeping on telling us is Kalonzo at the court. It is neither here nor there. This is a game, because you want to tell us the president is not, if he is determined about the issue of IBC, he's not able to call Kalonzo and the likes of Kinaraila and other stakeholders and sort this issue once and for all. If it is because of the two people coming from the Kalonzo side have the issue, both of them can be set aside, and we have another individual from Kambani, if that is the issue. Let us not have small mind, tunabeba ujinga na watu kushinda tukizungushwa hapa ati kesi iko kotini. Kotini kufanya nini? That's something that can be sorted with only a one sitting. Asante.
Yeah, you still have your 16 seconds that I'm not sure you can.
I donate mine to the next person.
Okay, those one can only be donated to me, and that is where we are. Like, let's see what the IEBC means to our systems. My dear the Lioness, are you there, Lioness? You have a whole 2 minutes. If she's Simba, Mama Simba is not there. So, what we are looking at, and I think Nick, okay, what time frame? At what point must we have the IEBC constituted? Who are the stakeholders? What is our take on the same? What do you, as the young people of our nation, want in the IEBC? Are we looking for, my friend, Dr. William Mutunga? Are we in that situation that, if we don't have Dr. Mutunga there, if we don't have Laila there, if we don't have Kalonzo there, if we don't have Rigathi there, if we don't have Ruto there, is that the kind of situation that we want to be in? Are you people preparing to have something different? Because I want somebody to also talk about when it comes to constituting the membership. I think it goes with the strength of the party, of the parties that are in parliament. In this case, UDA being the majority, they must have more members than others. I think that is how it's supposed to be. I'm not very sure. But somebody will advise us on the same. And that is very, very, very important. And also, we also need to look at the implications of why Kasongo, as you call him, may not want us to have the IEBC in place by now. Is he worried about the likelihood of by-elections? What effect would the by-elections have on his presidency if we had some now and there were by-elections and somebody won those by-elections on other parties? Thank you. Adriano.
Okay, thank you, Koida. And on the issue of
IEBC, I want us to ask ourselves, is the current regime interested? Are we the only people who are interested with the IEBC? Because I think ikitu ya kusema Kalonzo nini, someone has said the government can call Kalonzo to sit down and work through, because this is a two-way traffic, and it benefits both Kalonzo and the government. So I think one thing we should resolve on is this government is not interested because of the fear of unknown fear, actually, political fear, actually. Because one thing I know about the Kasongo is so much interested in paralyzing so many things. Actually, if you see the education, the health, this man's mission is unknown. And I think we as the Gen Z, we as the youth should sit down and think of how tomorrow will be better than today. Because if you see a government which is not even caring about the health sector, a government which is not even caring about the issue of the issue of some areas not represented well, unajua kuna mahali ambapo hakuna MPs, kuna mahali ambapo hakuna MCAs. What is the purpose of this government? Because there are so many questions in this government that we should ask ourselves before going to the next election. And Koila, I love you because this is an eye-opener platform that we are going to 2027 knowing so many things that we should sort out in 2027. I think Koila, we are the game changers. We youths are the game changers because whoever is there is not even interested in whatever is going around with the public. Thank you.
Perfecto. General, tuko kwako. General, can you please able to jaribu kuangalia tunafaa kuwa na nini na IEBC. Tusipokuwa na IEBC, ni mambo gani inaweza kudhuru uchaguzi ama kunaweza kuwa huenda namna gani? General.
Okay, asante. Na utaniongezea nusu dakika. Already sahi IBC inadhuru wards zingine na constituencies zingine zenye members wa parliament na MCs wao walipasa. Sahi kwao hawana viongozi. So IBC inafaa kukua kwa ground sahi already, na watu wakuwa wamechaguana viongozi kwa zile wards na constituencies zenye hazina watu. Ile kitu ya kwanza inaweza fanya Kasongo wakuwa naogopa IBC kwa sahi ni okay, kasa hii UDA haina grip kwa ground. Sahi mse yoyote hata Mende wasishindane tu na mtu yoyote ako na hiyo like UDA atashindwa. So anajua kwa ground like ana nguvu yeni. That's why anataka hii kitu ikaekae kidogo iende ikuje mwanze kuipata mkikimbizana nayo huko 2026 2027 ikiingia. Unaona? Na yeye ako na plans. Juu anajua obvious mtakuwa na president karibu 10 watasimama. So pale dakika ya mwisho hata mkienda kusema ati IBC haikuwa mzuri ama sijui nini, bora ma president kama 10 wamesign wamekubali Kasongo wamepita, tutafanya nini? So hivyo mnasema lazima tuanze tu kugutuka mapema, tujue bado hii ni game tunachezewa. Ni game tunachezewa, ni tufunguke macho mapema. Asante.
Thank you very much. Huja, I think you have followed me. You can leave me your number. John.
Hello, morning, Koira.
Morning, how are you doing?
I'm good. I think about the IEBC, the delay has something to do to delay the next elections. And what I believe, from the time this government was started, IEBC almost came to an end. And thereafter, there are some places where are supposed to be done some by-elections, but they have not been done. We got all those people who are taken to the ministries. They have not been replaced. So I believe the government has a secret motive in delaying the installation of IBC. So tukubali kuna shida, kutakuwa na IBC wakati wa uchaguzi, na ndio sasa mtaona hata watajiongeza muda wa kukaa kwa mamlaka, sababu kutakuwa hakuna IBC ya kufanya uchaguzi. Ni hiyo tu mimi nataka kuchangia. Asanteni.
Okay. You still have have a minute. I wish General could use it, but General, can you use that half minute? He cannot use it. Let me continue by saying, okay, we have by-elections in a number of constituencies, including a good number of MCAs. Is His Excellency the President worried that if we have a IEBC in place, he might lose those seats, and that could be a culmination of how? Okay, Charles, go ahead.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I wish to ask, who said that the IBC only comes to an effect during election period? IBC, it is an independent body that it should be running all the time through. Whether we have elections, we don't have elections, it should be a body that is working like a police station. Why should leaders come to use this IBC for their own effect? Then after using it, they dump it. It's like having a woman after having sex, then you throw her away. The thing that Kasonga is trying to do right now is they are trying to buy time so that they can effect their long-term presidential period. That's why you see they don't want anything about IBC. Secondly, I don't think if IBC should be constituted by likes of Kalonzo, Raila, blah, blah, those people to call themselves and decide on IBC that wants to elect. It should be a common man. It is us. Because this is an independent body, it is we pay them by our taxes. So it is us to dictate to them what to do so that they can independently announce the results or say their views on the election period. Right now we are having issues. They are dead aspirants already right now, but they cannot put other people in that office because there is no IBC. So if we leave this mandate to these people, if we still sleep because we believe that this mandate is for Raila, Kalonzo, the Kasongos, and the big people up there, we will be doomed. It's better we take up the mantle, stand and speak for our right, for what we know that it's good for us.
Thank you. Rua, it's your time.
Nimewasalimia.
Tumesalimika.
Now, I just want to say something like we are going to be in a constitutional crisis if we are not careful. Because according to the constitution that was passed in 2010, the president is supposed to appoint the commissioners that are supposed to be approved by the Senate or the House, right? So right now we have a scenario where there are some officers that have not been need re-election, especially when he absorbed some of the MPs from the opposition. So we need like a by-election in those whatever. So that being said, what I think he's trying to do is trying to delay this thing so that we have a constitutional crisis so that we can be pushed to have a constitutional amendment that will extend his power for even to that 7 years that they have already been suggesting. So if we are not careful, once we hit that constitutional crisis, then they're going to argue the fact that now who is going to be in charge? And the IBC, even if he elects the IBC that are supposed to oversee the election, even if those people are going to be their cronies, his cronies, is still not going to work out. So let's look at the constitution first. Let's look at this by election first before we even talk about 2027. Thank you.
Yeah, that's some great observation on the same. How many members are supposed to be in the IBC? How many members should be there?
I think they're supposed to be, Okay, there's a regional representation based on the counties. Back then, we used to have a regional representation based on provinces. So right now, the government expanded because of the devolution. So right now we have 47 counties, and remember we used to have like 8 provinces. So we just needed like 8 commissioners representing all the provinces and sub-commissioners. So right now we need like each and every county has like a sub-commissioner. It's like the government is so bloated to an extent that we need to reduce. Even the MCs, we don't need a lot of them. Senate is so unnecessary, and governors, it's just so bloated. So that's why we need a constitutional change. That's even why Babu Owino said we need a referendum to do some constitutional change. That doesn't mean like a support to Babu Owino, but it means like that would make sense as of right now. Otherwise, we are heading to a constitutional crisis.
I don't find any reason why you do not support Babu Owino if he is supporting the cause that Kenyans want to take. Now, the next question is, what is your take on the abductions that are going on in the country? What could be the reason? African lady.
Yeah, the abductions that is taking place right now, in my way of viewing, there are quite a number of complicates that we have. Number one, we got what's called United Nations headquarters here in Kenya. Even though we know that our security and everything, it's not capable we are not capable, we are not ready to handle such a things. And when you bring something like that, you will have all kind of a mess. If anyone in the United States, definitely, and people in the Western world, they know even this Al-Qaeda, Al-Shabaab, ISIS, Boko Haram, and you call anything that you call, their headquarters is in the US, the first headquarters. The second headquarters is located in Qatar. So, and that headquarters, where is it? Is the World Trade Center. Is a one building, 128 floor. WHO, they are there. World Vision, they are there. I mean, United Nations are there. All of them, they are there. IMF are there. So in a one place. And that one place, they have been manipulating the whole entire of the world. And right now, we end up them having here. When we have them here, remember, body spare part is very important in the Western world. Those guys have finished the snow or ice on their bodies, their organs. So they need organs. We will have some kind of an issue here. We will have missing and murdered and so many things. We are not ready for it. Second things, politics also, it's a dirty things, it's a dirty game. So communities or leaders, they have been hunting each other for a long time. And up to today, they are still hunting. Or some of them, they are...
Nick, we are on abductions.
Well, I must say that all the abductions that are happening right now is to silence the voice of people whose eyes are now wide open. And I must thank the Gen Z revolution that has made the whole country open their eyes. I love the critiques that comes from Gen Z right now, especially after the 25th demonstration. People have now seen the reality. And we're getting back to an era of where you'd say something against, you criticize the government and then you went missing. And we've seen this, I'm even sure even in mainstream media stations, they are trying to silence them and to monitor what they'll be airing on. They'll be airing. We previously saw what happened when we were trying to have the interview with the people's deputy president. We are trying to interfere with the communication system. They've gone ahead to, indulging into senior people's lives and security, withdrawing. Today we saw the withdrawal of the security in CJ. We've seen what the Attorney General was going through. The son was abducted. These are senior officer in government. That means even the security itself is not guaranteed as much as you're working for the government. We've gotten to an era that when you speak out the truth, you are going to miss in the country. You're not safe anymore. But we must we must say that we have a platform, and I appreciate the fact that the president here, Trump, signed this order of freedom of speech again, no censoring. This freedom of what people are rearing on. So we must create awareness even to people in the villages that this is.
Gumbe, we are on you. Rua. Rua, are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, your take on abductions?
There's some noise.
Your take on the abductions that are happening since the agencies went to the streets?
I think the abduction is a pretty sad scenario, but we all know the intention. It's all about intimidation, and they're just looking forward for 2027. So it's something that right now I'm seeing like people are taking control. Like if somebody just want to be picked up in the streets, people are beginning to rally around that person, So that's a known factor, and it should be dealt with through some form of demonstration or, just voicing out. Otherwise, right now, I don't know what we can do. I have no idea.
Okay. Is there a likelihood? Because, like I say, we have the freedom of speech. We are open to each other, and we have a reason to interrogate matters from all angles. Could there be some people who are taking advantage of the fact that anything bad that is happening in the country, we are pushing it on the ruling party and the president himself? Is there a likelihood that this could be involving other parties, but not the president per se or the security agencies? That would be also a good thing to look at as we continue interrogating this subject. Lioness.
Yes, thank you so much. And I'm sorry I missed out in the other topic, but I'll talk about the abduction because that one is it really touches my heart. So I just don't really get it. Like we've been following the politics in Kenya in a very close range, yeah? As much as we might seem that we're in diaspora, it doesn't mean that we do not care about what is happening to our people, our families, our children, our mothers, sisters, and even our countrymen. It's very unfortunate. We are in the 21st century, for crying out loud, 21st century. And yet you want to limit people on how to talk, how to behave. Every action has a reaction. So you give us some finance bill which doesn't make sense, expect a reaction. Your action, you give us an action, expect a reaction. If we are not happy with it, we will say. You understand? And this is the democracy that like akina Mother Karua walipigania under his Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga. For us to have this democracy and the 2010 constitution also is supposed to guide us in this. I don't even understand why the human rights. I don't know what they're doing about this, but this is it's inhuman. It's ungodly. It goes beyond anything that we believe in. You understand? Like, how can you abduct youths? Yani, you are that intimidated. And yet, you're supposed to be the smart one. You're supposed to be the one who's supposed to show us the way. So just the fact that we do not agree with the way you're doing things, now you threaten us. You put fear in our children. You put fear.
We are with Adriano.
Okay. Koida, I think what we should all look at is why is this government so worried that the voice out there is intimidating its leadership? One thing this government has realized, it has failed. Two, Koida, there is one thing I always know. If you want to lose something, then instill fear. And this is what abduction is all about. Ruto knows well, if these youths are phobic, they won't even turn out to the voting come 2027. And I think this is a norm that Ruto wants to come with, that everyone who is speaking negative about the government, he or she is branded as critic. And there's no way we will sit down and not cry loud, because we are suffering. Out there, people are suffering. And we won't lie and we won't keep quiet, because we know someone will be abducted or someone will not be abducted. We have to speak our mind and speak our hearts, because it is paining when you see a reader who is implementing things that he is even not sure of if that thing will work or not. I think the mistake we made in 2022, we must rectify it come 2027. And one thing I also know, it is that Ruto has viewed youth in so many dimensions, and he knows that youth will work out in 2027 to do away with his leadership. Now, are we youth taking the IDs? How is the process of taking our IDs? Those are the questions we should be asking.
Great take. General.
Unajua sahii yenyewe kuongea ukweli, sahii watu wanaongea wakiogopa. Sahii kupost kitu media, una post ukitetemeka, unaweza fuatwa na Subaru ya Mambaru anytime. Na kuongea ukweli, shit zinafanyika. Na si hii tu, achana na hii abduction. Kuna vitu mingi sana watu waongei. Watu wakaanza kuongea story hadi the Thorai massacre. Kuna mambo mingi fanya sana na watu wamenyamazia kwa roho zao. Najua like watu wakaanza kuandika vitu hapa, although wanaogopa hiyo vitu zote juu like tunanyamazishwa. Unaambiwa like usinyamaza. Ni kama vile tu kitambo kwa kwenye home, mzazi dako amekaa, mkoro alikuwa na mpango wa kando, anakuangalia tu na jicho ingine, ujaribu useme, ujaribu uambie baba wewe umekufa. Same case applied hapa. Saa hii serikali mzima hakuna kitu inafanya, ni ganji tu anakula, akijaribu kutafuta watu wenye watamshikilia. Amejaribu kuokota kila mtu. Angalia sasa kwa ground vile huko. Pesa zetu tumesikia jana wameenda kupelekea 6 billion, wameenda kupeleka kwa ule jamaa anashindana na